Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Sister Wives Janelle Brown reveals why she was always stressed out after showing off incredible new look amid 2025 detox. Janelle Brown from Sister Wives recently explained why she couldn't enjoy the present and was always stressed in the past. Together with her husband Kody Brown and his three other wives, Robin, Mary, and Christine Brown, she made her first appearance on the show in 2010. Janelle gave her best to her responsibilities and was dedicated to her family. However, Janelle ended the relationship and moved on because Kody did not show her the love she deserved. Since then, Janelle has changed a lot in her life, like changing her appearance and finding happiness once more. In a recent blog post on the website for her company, Tata Farms, she addressed some significant concerns regarding motherhood. Janelle began by considering what advice she would have given her younger self. Janelle admitted, "I would remind myself to take care of myself, too. I forgot about my own needs because I was so preoccupied with those of others." What it means for Janelle's old self in the new post-Kody life. It is easy to understand why Janelle would want to advise her past self to prioritize self-care and focus more on her children. Kody, her former husband, was her partner for nearly 30 years. Despite the fact that the relationship was not a legal marriage but rather a spiritual union, Janelle put a lot of effort into it. She contributed her own money to the family's finances and invested all of her emotions in the polygamous family, which she believes Kody may have taken advantage of. Janelle has finally come to terms with her worth. She doesn't let her regrets, like the fact that she couldn't focus on herself and was stressed out, stop her from making changes to her current life. Janelle has never been more confident in herself. She is aware that the key to happiness is spending time doing things she enjoys and cares about. Janelle has been concentrating on growing her numerous North Carolina businesses over the past few months in addition to spending as much time as she can with her family and visiting her children. Our take on Janelle admitting she didn't prioritize her own needs. Janelle's maturity can be seen in her willingness to acknowledge her own flaws. She is not trying to assign blame or portray Kody as the ultimate villain. In contrast to some of the other cast members, Janelle is also not victimizing herself. She is proudly telling the world that she is solely responsible for prioritizing others over her own needs. Janelle is aware that she experiences stress as a result of her tendency to prioritize the requirements of other people. Fortunately, Janelle made the right move by breaking up with Kody when she did. The Sister Wives actress's new, contented life demonstrates that she is no longer the same person. Janelle Brown, a longtime fan favorite from TLC's Sister Wives, has recently opened up about a deeply personal realization, one that she's been holding on to for decades. After going through a transformative 2025 detox, Janelle didn't just show off a refreshed look. She also peeled back the emotional layers to explain why she was chronically stressed for most of her adult life. What she revealed has resonated with fans who watched her selflessly hold together a polygamous family, often at the expense of her own peace, health, and happiness. In a heartfelt blog post published on her business site, Tata Farms, Janelle took a step away from the spotlight and toward reflection. She answered questions about motherhood, balance, and self-care in a way that finally acknowledged what many viewers suspected all along: Janelle had been silently suffering. She wasn't just stressed, she was emotionally burdened, spiritually exhausted, and too tangled in the Brown family dynamic to notice how much of herself she had given up. Now, with her old life behind her, Janelle is leaning into a new identity. One defined not by sacrifice, but by strength. Not by what she gave up for others, but what she is finally reclaiming for herself. The early years, a quiet pillar in a loud house. Janelle's journey on Sister Wives began in 2010, when TLC introduced viewers to the unique and complicated structure of the Brown family. Kody Brown, the family's patriarch, was navigating life with his then 4 wives, Mary, Christine, Janelle, and later Robin. From the beginning, Janelle stood out, not because she was flashy or outspoken, but because of her calm, composed nature and unwavering commitment to her children. She was often portrayed as the practical one, the working mom who kept the family finances afloat and didn't demand much emotional attention from Kody. She was the one who went to work, came home, and cooked dinner for 8 kids without complaint. But while she didn't always vocalize her emotions, fans noticed the subtle ways Janelle seemed emotionally depleted. Her stress was visible in her body language and tone, even if she wasn't yet ready to admit it herself. Looking back, it's easy to see how much pressure Janelle was under. In many ways, she was the family's glue. She rarely received the credit she deserved. And now, as she opens up about that period, she's confirming what many fans long believed: her needs were always put on the back burner. 2025 detox and a whole new Janelle. Fast forward to 2025, and Janelle is unrecognizable, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. The detox she embarked on wasn't just about weight loss or skincare routines, though fans were quick to comment on her glowing skin and revitalized energy. It was about cutting out the emotional toxins that had plagued her for decades. Her new look, which she proudly shared on social media, stunned fans. Gone was the subdued woman worn down by years of emotional labor. In her place stood someone radiant, empowered, and finally at peace with herself. In her blog post, Janelle didn't just show off her new appearance, she dove into the emotional work that made it all possible. Reflecting on her past, she admitted, "I got so wrapped up in everyone else's needs that I didn't prioritize my own." That one sentence held years of pain, guilt, and awakening. Letting go of the guilt. One of the most compelling parts of Janelle's transformation is how she's processing her regrets without wallowing in them. She admits she made mistakes, mainly, that she didn't set boundaries or advocate for herself, but she's not consumed by self-pity. Instead, she's modeling a powerful version of accountability. She doesn't blame Kody entirely. She doesn't demonize her sister wives. She simply says, "I should have taken care of myself, too." This mindset is important, not just for Janelle, but for anyone who's followed her journey. It would have been easy for her to lash out, to paint herself as the victim in a dramatic retelling of her life. But Janelle isn't interested in drama, she's interested in growth. Post-Kody, a new chapter of empowerment. Since leaving Kody, Janelle has done more than just detox. She's completely restructured her life. She's relocated part-time to North Carolina, where she's growing her businesses, including Tata Farms, and reconnecting with her children in new ways. She's traveled more. She's smiled more. And most importantly, she's living in the present. For nearly 3 decades, Janelle was stuck in survival mode. Her role in the Brown household demanded it. Whether it was financial stress, emotional neglect, or just the burden of managing life in a large polygamous family, Janelle rarely had a moment to stop and breathe. Now, every photo she posts is a reminder, she finally can. How Kody contributed to her stress, even if unintentionally. While Janelle has made it clear she doesn't want to blame others, it's impossible to ignore Kody's role in her past stress. He often gave more attention to Robin, particularly in the later seasons. Fans noticed, and Janelle likely felt it too. Her emotional needs were often overlooked, and her contributions were undervalued. What made it worse was Kody's dismissive attitude during serious discussions. When Janelle voiced concerns, Kody rarely validated them. He would often deflect, shut down, or redirect the blame. This dynamic slowly eroded her sense of worth. Being in a relationship where emotional validation is lacking is inherently stressful. Over time, Janelle internalized that stress, to the point that she normalized it. It wasn't until she stepped away from the marriage that she realized just how much emotional weight she'd been carrying. Motherhood and missed moments. In her blog post, Janelle touches on something that brought many readers to tears: how her stress impacted her ability to enjoy motherhood. She reflected, "I couldn't be present with my kids the way I wanted to. I was always worried about the next thing, the next meal, the next budget crisis, the next family drama." For a mother of 6, that kind of pressure is heartbreaking. Janelle was constantly stretched thin. She cooked, cleaned, worked, and parented in a household that rarely offered her rest. She missed small moments with her kids because she was overwhelmed with big responsibilities. Now, in her new chapter, Janelle is doing what she can to reclaim those missed moments. She's spending quality time with her adult children, attending family events, and being the kind of mom who is fully present, not just physically, but emotionally. Self-care isn't selfish, Janelle's new philosophy. One of the biggest revelations from Janelle's blog was her realization that self-care isn't selfish. It's essential. For years, she thought prioritizing herself meant neglecting others. Now, she sees that she's a better mom, friend, and businesswoman when she's taken care of. Her detox wasn't just about eliminating unhealthy foods, it was about eliminating unhealthy beliefs. She started investing in therapy, journaling, yoga, and even outdoor adventures. These small changes led to major mental breakthroughs. Fans have responded with overwhelming support. Many have thanked her for being open about her struggles, saying that her honesty helped them rethink their own lives. Janelle has unintentionally become a role model for women over 50 looking to rediscover themselves. The contrast with her sister wives. Janelle's transformation stands in stark contrast to her former sister wives. While Christine has found love again and Mary is still on her solo journey, Robin remains somewhat trapped in the remnants of the original family dynamic with Kody. Unlike Robin, who appears emotionally dependent on Kody, Janelle has made independence her new identity. Unlike Mary, who often seemed lost in her pursuit of Kody's love, Janelle decided she didn't need his approval to be fulfilled. And unlike Christine, whose departure was bold and dramatic, Janelle's was quiet, but just as powerful. From survival to thriving, what's next for Janelle? Looking ahead, Janelle has made it clear that she's not slowing down. Her business ventures are expanding, and she's even hinted at writing a book. She wants to help other women, especially those in complex relationships, learn how to advocate for themselves. She's also interested in health coaching and wellness retreats. The 2025 detox, after all, was just the beginning. Now, she wants to lead others through similar transformations. Janelle's story isn't about revenge or escape. It's about healing. It's about learning to say, I matter, too. And that message is more powerful than any reality show drama could ever be. Janelle Brown has long been considered the calm, collected, and steady hand in the whirlwind of the Sister Wives universe. Since first appearing on the hit TLC show in 2010, Janelle has been known for her logical perspective, strong work ethic, and dedication to her sprawling family with Kody Brown and his other wives, Robin, Mary, and Christine. But behind her composed demeanor, Janelle was silently battling immense stress that gradually took its toll on her mental and physical health. Now, in 2025, she's breaking her silence, shedding old skin, and showing the world just how transformative self-love can be. The quiet pillar of the Brown family. In many ways, Janelle was the backbone of the Brown household. She didn't seek the spotlight like Christine, nor did she demand emotional intimacy like Mary or deep involvement like Robin. Instead, she handled finances, nurtured her children, and navigated the complexities of polygamous family life with little complaint. Her sacrifices were often unacknowledged, her needs pushed aside. That's exactly the dynamic that eventually left Janelle emotionally depleted. Through years of prioritizing others, Janelle had unknowingly become invisible in her own life. In a recent blog post on her health and wellness business website, Tata Farms, she opened up about this long-overdue revelation. She shared heartfelt advice she would give to her younger self. I would remind myself to take care of myself, too. I got so wrapped up in everyone else's needs that I didn't prioritize my own. This honest confession marked the beginning of a new, empowered chapter in Janelle's journey. Breaking away from a toxic pattern. Janelle's stress didn't stem from the polygamous lifestyle itself, it was rooted in the emotional dynamics that left her unfulfilled. For nearly 3 decades, she gave everything to a marriage that provided very little emotional return. Her spiritual union with Kody Brown lacked the nurturing energy a healthy relationship needs. While she worked tirelessly to help support the family, she rarely received recognition or appreciation. As she watched Kody's affection shift toward Robin in recent years, it became increasingly clear that her own emotional needs were not being met. Her decision to leave wasn't an impulsive act of rebellion, it was a carefully measured move rooted in self-preservation. Janelle had reached a breaking point where staying meant sacrificing her own peace and personal growth. She chose herself, not in a selfish way, but in a healing, necessary way. The 2025 detox, a symbol of self-renewal.